Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Welcome in to Brunch and BS. I am Jen, and I am glad that you are here joining me today. We have a few people already in the chat, so I appreciate you coming in. First of all, we've got John Gaylor saying good morning. Good morning, John. Thank you so much for coming in. And Scott McNeil, thank you so much for coming in, Scott. Appreciate you. Aaron, Aaron, good morning, Brunch Bunch. Good morning. Thank you for coming in. And Bob, good morning. Thank you for coming in. Law Jones, terrific. Folks saying good morning to one another, which is terrific. I appreciate. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I appreciate all of you coming in and saying hi. Well, it has been quite a week. For me, it almost felt like 2 weeks at work because there was just so much going on. I was wrapping up one project that had to do with some legal requirement training that we were doing and kicking off another project that started yesterday for a step challenge for the month of February. And we have more than 1,000 people participating in it. So it is rather like herding cats to try and get everyone doing exactly what they should be doing and hopefully reaching out to their teams and all of that. So it's really a lot. It's it's an awful lot. John Gaylor is doing a fabulous job as a mod and dropping links for me. So thank you so much. First of all, my link tree is going to be a link to all my social media and also my website. So you can check me out there. And the other link that he dropped is helpinghandsforcruising.org. This is an organization that is near and dear to my heart, and I am serving as an auxiliary member or an advisory member to the board. So helping to come up with more ideas of more ways to get more people on cruises. And Law, you are right. Head them up, move them out. It is. It's like hurting people. It's absolutely crazy. Also, Nightbot is here reminding you to subscribe if you haven't already. We are still on the road to the first 150 subscribers, so make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And because Nightbot is doing its job, if you do hashtag tribe, TRIBE, it will drop a link to your channel so other people can find you. So make sure to take advantage of that so others can find out where you are. Yes, this is the 5th year my company is doing this step challenge. It is the 4th year that I am kind of coordinating this effort, and it was going to be someone else's responsibility this year, and they came back and said that they were too busy. They didn't have the bandwidth to do it. So I re-inherited the whole thing. So it's a lot, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of effort, but it's a great cause, it's a great event. We share all kinds of pictures with each other of people getting their steps in, and teams are named either a band name or a musical artist's name. So they can dress up, they can do songs, they can do takeoffs on lyrics, they can do all kinds of things. So it's it's definitely fun. So my question that I was thinking about for all of you related to brunch is if you could invite someone, a famous person, to brunch, who would it be? Who would be the person who you would want to invite to brunch? Oh, Joe Hupp is here. Hi, Joe. Quick hello. I'm sure it's very late by you, so thank you for coming in. and good evening. Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? Cruising Lizard is here and cracking me up. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you. And folks saying hi to Joe. Thank you again for coming in and good morning. So, songs and skits sounds like continuous improvement activities in our old mill well back in the day. You got a new cheap fit tracker, only wanted to count steps. It claims I got 60 steps just for checking the time. How many times did you look at your wrist, Law? That's crazy. That's hilarious. It's almost a challenge now finding a tracker that just tracks steps. They want to track like everything. They want to track like body mass index and water index and all kinds of things. So it really is crazy. Hey, Billy, thanks for coming in this morning. Appreciate you. It is so great to see all of you this morning. So anyway, back to my question. Oh, John says Alton Brown. I would love to learn skills. I agree. I think he would be a fascinating brunch partner too. He's a really interesting guy. If I had to pick someone to invite to brunch, I would say Mel Brooks is who I would want to sit down with and hear just stories and hear what he had to say. And Mel Brooks would be my pick, but Alton Brown would be an interesting person to sit down with too. Maybe we could have like a group brunch and just have all the famous people come in, because that would be definitely interesting. So everyone's saying hey to each other, which is terrific. Appreciate all of you being here. So other than John and saying Alton Brown, who else would you like? Mel Brooks would, does he do brunch? I can't imagine he wouldn't. I mean, Mel Brooks would be a fun time for either brunch or dinner. Really wouldn't matter when, just a chance to sit down and talk with him. Hey, double Aaron. Aaron, gotta love that. Okay, terrific. Saying hey back to Billy. I Mel Brooks would be a great time. He's made some of my absolute favorite movies. So and a lot of his movies, I don't know that you could make anymore. I mean, you couldn't make Blazing Saddles today, and I just think that that's such a great movie. Oh, Michael Ann, good morning. Thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate you. So we're talking about who you would invite to brunch. What famous person you would want to invite to brunch? And so far we've had Alton Brown and Mel Brooks. And I want to know who else would think of someone else for a brunch partner. And Danny coming in. Hey Danny, yo, how you doing? So Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks would probably answer, at my age, I'm happy to do anything. That's true. That is probably what he would say. Folks saying hey to Danny D, the spectacular supporter. Thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate you guys. It is flying by. And Aaron, you are probably right. He would probably say, at my age, I'm happy to do anything. He's like 98 now. So I really can't even imagine all the just wealth of stories and memories and things that he has. I've been listening to Mel Brooks and entertained by him since he used to do those bits that I would listen to on albums with my parents when he used to do those comedy albums with Carl Reiner. So, though, I mean, that's going back a ways. Oh, Shannon coming in. Hi. Oh, Dolly Parton. Dolly would be a great person to have brunch with. I would love to have brunch with her. She is amazing. Have you seen the latest count of like how many books her foundation has donated? It is like well over a million. It is incredible the work that she does. So Dolly would be a great person to have. I definitely agree with that. And Shannon, you up? Nice to see you, babe. Oh, so your wife says Reba. She would be another interesting person. Absolutely. Yes, who remembers comedy albums? In your case, it was the 2,000-Year-Old Man. It was loved the 2,000-Year-Old Man comedy albums. So you would like to meet Commander Chris Hadfield. So I'll be getting the chance to do so as he's coming to Australia this year. Oh my goodness, that is so cool, Joe. Well, he would be a fascinating person to sit down and get to actually have brunch with and hear his stories and his adventures. I mean, how many times do you get to actually meet someone who's been to space? That is very cool. When are you getting the chance to meet the commander? Oh, Michael Ann's son got to meet Chris Hadfield. His former work catered his daughter's wedding. Oh, that's such a cool connection. I love when it's a connection that's a little bit obscure. So that's cool. Well, I remember, like, speaking of catering and things, I remember when Chef Todd used to be in sales with his company and he would sell to catering companies. And this is going back a ways, but he was on the set when they were filming The Fugitive with Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones, and they were doing that scene in the sewer tunnel where they're running through the pipes and all of that, and that was all on a big sound stage. So that would be really cool. And he also got to see While You Were Sleeping when they made that, and some other movies too. So that's cool. So you're still waiting for the company that's hosting the tour to organize venues, and tickets shouldn't be much longer. Oh, Joe, I would be very impatient about that. That's very cool. Oh, so he went to elementary school here, and our airport is named for the commander. That is so cool. That is really nice. I'm sure you're excited about meeting him, Joe. That is a real opportunity. That is a great opportunity. I appreciate that so much. And Joe asking how Danny's doing. I was just chatting with Danny earlier on Messenger. I have something to send out from Cruiseathon. And actually, speaking of Cruiseathon, if you type in hashtag HH4, the number 4, C, it will drop the link to Helping Hands for Cruising. Now, the next Cruiseathon is coming up in April. It is the 11th through 13th. So it is definitely something that you should check out. Danny did a perfect job here. HH4C and Nightbot does its bit and drops the Helping Hands for Cruising link. That is going great. So Joe's about to head off to work. So Joe, I was thinking it was later at night, but it must be like just early on Monday for you right now. So as far as space, I would say Barry Wilmore. He's a graduate of Tennessee Tech University, like I am. And second, to make a brunch date, he will be back on Earth and not stuck on the ISS. That's a true story. It would be nice to have him back. That's crazy that they've been stuck there for as long as they have been. Oh my goodness. Who else are we inviting to brunch, people? There's so many interesting people, and there's so many amazing people that you can have a chance to see. So, okay, so it's 3:45 Monday morning. Okay, that's nice and early. That's nice and early. That's one of the amazing things with this step challenge that I'm working on is that we have people participating from all over the world. So we have people in Australia, people in New Zealand, people in Asia, people in the Middle East, all over North America, Latin America, just everywhere. It really is so crazy. So, ooh, Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks would be a good one at brunch. I Man, I've been watching Tom Hanks since he was on TV. Remember Bosom Buddies? He was on there. Let's see, maybe Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler would be a good one too. So, oh, you missed it. Radio Jonesy was on yesterday, so we'll have to catch the replay. Fantastic. You can invite me to brunch. Well, of course you're invited, Billy. We're all invited. We're all included. I'm trying to find out who the famous people are, famous outside of maybe YouTube realm. So if it could be someone that would had passed, you would say Steve Irwin. Oh, yeah. That Steve Irwin would be very interesting. Radio Jonesy is actually someone who goes on. He is in New Zealand and he was live yesterday. So it's another channel. So maybe Tom Hanks would bring Wilson and we could have a ball. John, that is awesome. That is really good. Great reference. Radio Jonesy, YouTube creator, he went live for it was for the first time yesterday. Very cool. So awesome Aussie YouTuber who shows us around the island state of Tasmania. Fantastic. Meg Ryan, I'll have what she's having. Yes, she would be fantastic at brunch. That would be great. And if you haven't seen it already, I know Cruising Lizard has seen it, but if you haven't seen the Super Bowl commercial with Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan, go search it. It is fantastic. So here is the link. Thank you, Law, for Radio Jonesy. So appreciate that. And John, appreciate you guys dropping the links there so that way we can follow along. And even though Jonesy isn't here, we can still reach out and subscribe and watch content and all of that. And Law, I've got to give you a wrench. Is that a thing that you don't have a wrench? That's a problem. That's a problem. Let's see what I can do about that. I could have sworn you did, but I will take care of that as soon as we're done. I don't want to take up time looking because quite honestly, oh, no thank you. Okay, no thank you. No problem. As for people who I'd like to meet who passed, oh, we're going into Australian country music legend Slim Dusty. You got to meet Slim's wife, who passed away last year, in person. Oh my goodness, wow. So how is Chef Todd behaving? He is actually behaving very well. So he is doing very well this morning. He took care of a ton of stuff around the house yesterday, so he's doing a little resting today. Oh, you'd have a box full. Box full of wrenches. Don't get me started on people who passed. My list is long. Oh my gosh. This is a great list. Red Fox, Carol O'Connor, John Candy, Anne Frank, Abe Lincoln, Walter Payton, John Lennon. Very eclectic list. Wow. That is awesome. That is fantastic. So John does have everything under control. So Joe, thank you so much for stopping by and good luck at work and good luck with getting your plans finalized for meeting the commander. That sounds like a really exciting time. If we're going into the realm of people who've passed, just my grandma. Oh, John, that's really sweet. I'd love to see my gram one more time, have one more brunch with her. She was She was a pip, man. She was one of those people who, if she was getting ready to meet one of my friends, she would say, "Do I have to behave like a nice old lady who wouldn't say shit if she had a mouthful of it?" Oh my goodness. So just keep thinking of the folks who passed. If we're going to the past, there's their default answer of creators we connect with regularly while on a cruise. Oh, Aaron, that would be fantastic. And someone who's becoming famous in the YouTube community, Danny D. I like where these ideas are going. I like the idea of doing a brunch cruise. I like the idea of having the creators. I like the idea of having folks who are becoming famous in the space. And also just, oh, sounds like my mom. Yeah, she was fabulous. My gram was really something special, and there's some of the folks who are in the chat who have gotten to actually meet who have gotten to meet her when she was still here, and it was a great opportunity because she was really amazing. So, oh, Danny saying, I would love to meet you, Michael Ann. Oh, sweet. And yes, John Papa Mozo, you know what? There are so many people I would love to meet. I was having such a hard time trying to kind of narrow it down. And that's why I said, um, so Graham is a good one, but I would share her. Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, your Graham was something special too. So you got to meet his wife in October 2022 on the first Helping Hands for Cruising cruise. Oh, that's cool. Oh, you wouldn't share. You wouldn't share, Shannon. Oh, man. I'd like to share brunch with your Graham. She was great. Then we could head over to the casino and she could win some cash. Have a super fun time. I got an award in this honor a couple years ago and actually got to meet Michael Ann on a Zoom call. Very cool. So that's meeting, but that's not meeting in person. See, we've got to get everyone. I like the idea that Aaron had, get everybody on a cruise and make sure that that we all get a chance to do brunch in person. That would be very cool. I would love to do that. I was wondering what I was going to do to kind of celebrate in another year and a half when I get to level 60. And a cruise was one of the ideas. But since Chef Todd was sweet enough to go on the cruise with me in December, and he came away from it thinking that he would still rather like a land destination, I think we are going to do some kind of like an all-inclusive to celebrate that. So Law saying on his first cruise, you had breakfast club, and every morning in the buffet, you started as strangers, but you had the whole place talking to each other and giving tips, jokes, etc. That's fantastic. That is awesome. You will say you met Kenny Rogers once and he was a jerk to you. That stinks. We don't like that. And that is awesome, Law. I love the idea of having a breakfast club and getting together with people and getting to meet new people. I am a big fan of the pre-cruise like Facebook groups and roll calls and things and getting folks together. So that's always a nice way to kind of get people together and do either a gift exchange or like Law's talking about a breakfast club or anything like that. So Albert Einstein would be pretty cool to meet at brunch, Billy. I agree. Albert Einstein would be fascinating. And Shannon says, I was trapped in an elevator once with Henry Winkler and I froze completely. Oh man, it's Henry Winkler. You could have said all kinds of stuff to him. All kinds of embarrassing, horrible stuff. But I knew a hometown man who was in the business and told me he would chronically try to seduce women. Ooh, are we talking about Kenny or are we talking about Henry at this point? So yeah, one day I'll meet people just going to lots of events on this year in my family. That's true. That's true. You've got the wedding coming up, so that'll be fantastic. So, Kenny Rogers. Okay, thank you. I'm glad it wasn't something negative about Henry Winkler because that would really make me sad. I love him. He is so funny and he just amuses me so much. So, Henry Winkler does so. So, oh yes, and her bridal shower at the end of April. So, John has gotten to meet a couple of country music stars because of that meeting. You would not have anything to do with them again. Really? Wow, that is very disappointing. That is disappointing when you meet people and they are like not how you would like them to be or how you would expect them to treat people who are, fans, people who are making their career possible and stuff, and that stinks. I've had a couple of opportunities to meet people in person, and the majority of the famous people I've gotten to meet have been very personable, very polite, very nice, and, you know, all of those things. So that was, yeah. And after Kenny's facelift, nobody would be able to recognize him. That's true. Holy cow, did he have some scary work done? That is a reason not to have work done for sure. So let's talk about, for just a moment before we wrap things up, Helping Hands for Cruising. If you don't know about Helping Hands for Cruising yet, I want you to drop the link. You can do hashtag HH4C, Helping Hands for Cruising. Their next cruise-a-thon is April 11th through 13th. It will be more of great cruise content and great content from others we are branching out in the industry to send more people on cruises. Now, these are people who wouldn't ordinarily get to go on a cruise because of a physical issue, because of a financial issue. It could be any number of reasons why ordinarily these recipients wouldn't have an opportunity to go on a cruise. When they go on a Helping Hands for Cruising cruise, it's a hosted event. They have the cruise paid for, their airfare, the hotel the night before, and onboard credit to use for specialty dining or souvenirs, things like that. I believe it's anything except alcohol in the casino. So to use as they would. It provides people an amazing opportunity. If you haven't been able to donate yet, if you weren't involved in the first cruise-a-thon of this year and you haven't donated yet, please consider a donation. Every dollar counts. And they even have an option for monthly donations. So if you don't want to do something all at once, but if $5 a month would do it for you, that certainly adds up, and that is fantastic. So Denise just woke up. Well, Denise, there's always team replay. I appreciate you coming in so much. I was just actually wrapping things up by talking about supporting Helping Hands for Cruising and what a great opportunity they are and what a great organization they are. Next Helping Hands for Cruise-a-thon is on April 11th through 13th. So mark your calendars. Try not to be working, and we'll definitely see you then. Thank you all so much for coming in. I appreciate you, and I hope that you all have a great day. Michael Ann is reminding us that they are a 501c3 charity, so you get a tax receipt for your donation. So please, like it says under my name here, give till it hurts. Fantastic. Oh, you're working that weekend again? Holy cow, Denise, we can't get a break with you on that. Okay, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. And remember, brunch without champagne is just a late breakfast. Take care, y'all. Bye.